friends, welcome in. If this is your first video, welcome back if it is not. Either way, so thankful that you're here and so grateful that you've decided to spend just a little bit of your day with me today. So today, we're gonna do our next installment of Top 5. I still don't have a better name for it, so we're just going with Top 5. Oh well. So, if you couldn't tell by the title or the thumbnail, maybe my ears give it away what the topic is. I don't know. These are more my favorite $3 ears. But today, we're gonna talk about my top 5 favorite princesses. Like when I was making the list of like top 5 videos that I wanted to make, this one was like right on the front page. I mean, this was, of course, right? Of course. So I've been waiting to make this one. I'm so excited. So if you're ready and you want to learn about my top 5 favorite princesses, then let's get started. I'm Rachel, and this is Attainable Disney. Okay guys, so first, let's just get the first 2 out of the way that are like the most obvious, I guess. I don't know, maybe obvious is the wrong word, but like the ones I talk about the most, the least surprising. So we know I always talk about Jasmine and Aurora. They are my favorites, right? As you can tell by my Princess Jasmine ears. Princess Jasmine appealed to me for so many reasons. I think the most, though, is that she was the first one that was sort of atypical, okay? So she was, I don't know, her story was different, right? I mean, I think up until then, so many of the stories were about a teenager, essentially a child, who wanted to marry a man that she barely knew. She wanted to marry a man that she met one time. Even as a child, I was like, that seems quick. But Jasmine was like, nah, I'm not about that. She's like, I am not trying to get married. You cannot make me marry anybody. I'm gonna do my own thing on my own time because I want to. And that really stood out to me. And I loved that. I guess you would say she marched to the beat of her own drum. I really liked that she didn't really let anybody push her around. You know, as much as she loved her dad and as much as she sacrificed for him and as much as she worked so hard to take care of him, she didn't let him make her do things that she didn't want to do. And I respected that. Even when she was Jafar's like sex slave, like in the red costume, which was very adult for that movie. But even then, she didn't just like take her lumps. She's no Belle, right? Like she fought back. And I really like that it really flipped the script on the whole like poor girl falling in love with the rich prince thing. Like we saw in Sleeping Beauty or Cinderella or whatever, right? Like she wasn't just fascinated by Aladdin's riches and all the things he could do for her, right? Like she really did genuinely fall in love with like Aladdin as a person, which I just thought was wonderful. She also had a tiger for a pet, which as a crazy cat lady really appealed to me. My other favorite princess is Sleeping Beauty, right? Like it's always the top 2. Which is funny because they're like the complete opposite of each other in like just about every way. I mean, story, personality, look, everything about them is different. And I love them for such different reasons, right? I mean, Sleeping Beauty has what, 18 lines of dialogue? She has like no personality, so you can't even really say that you like her as a character because she doesn't have much of a character. Her characters, she lives in the woods, falls in love with the man that she talks to for approximately 45 seconds, and then touches a spindle, even though she's gonna die. That's the summation of her personality. But the way she dresses, the way she sings, the way that she makes friends with the animals, The whole thing with like the owl, like holding the cape and like dancing around like as the prince, like I just love that. I just love it. And obviously like the three fairies are just so charming and wonderful. I mean, I really don't understand why they felt like they had to sneak her back into the castle on her birthday, like why they couldn't just wait one more day. Like they really blew it there at the end, but it all worked out, so it's whatever, but still. And of course, because that movie features one of my favorite villains, Maleficent, so there's really just like a lot in that movie that I like. So those are obviously my top 2 favorite princesses because we talk about them all the time. Next on my list, The Little Mermaid, Ariel. Just, of course, right? As we discussed again in a previous video, like my favorite villain of Ursula, you know, it just kind of like ties right in. You know, I'm like the perfect age for that. Who doesn't love mermaids, right? I mean, like the whole mermaid thing, like I still love the mermaid thing. Like I still wish I was the mermaid. Like who doesn't want to like live in the ocean and have like fish that they talk to? You know, Ariel is another one who was kind of like strong-headed, you know, which I really liked. I mean, it kind of got her into some trouble, but, you know, she kind of liked to do her own thing, which I really appreciated. Did she make some bad decisions to marry a man that she never spoke to? Yes. Did she swim towards danger to help people? Yes. Is that heroic? Yes. You know, she makes some bad decisions, but she also makes some good ones. And man, that scene where she jumps out of the water on top of that rock, flips her hair back, like, do we all still wish that we were that person? Yes, we do. To this day, I mean, I wish I could do that. The ride, oh my God. Okay, so the Little Mermaid ride at Disney World, I know it's not like the most thrilling ride. It's not the most like technologically advanced ride, but man, oh man, it's a classic. I love that. I love that ride. I feel like the queue is so like detailed. So, you know, Little Mermaid is just one of those kind of like childhood memory ones for me. And I just love the sort of innocence of Ariel, you know, coupled with her bravery and her like wonder at the world. So the next one on my list, is she a princess anymore? Is she a queen? I guess technically she's a queen. She was at one time a princess, so I'm using it. That's Princess Anna of Arendelle. I don't want to pit Anna and Elsa against each other, okay? I don't want it to be a comparison. You know, I grew up with a sister who was just a couple years older than me. And I know what that comparison is like. I don't want to do that. But Anna is so sweet and so brave and so compassionate and so forgiving and so understanding. Right? I mean, no matter how hard Elsa tried to shut her out, she was just like, nah, nope, you're my sister, I don't care. Right? And like, think about the trauma that like Anna went through of like losing her parents and then like losing her sister, even though her sister was like down the hall, but like her sister just like cutting her off, you know, and like not having anybody. And instead of that making her like scared of people or, you know, angry or like turned off or whatever, Elsa, it made her all the more open, right? Because love is an open door. And it just made her a little too trusting, right? She didn't know any better. But, you know, I think it was just really remarkable how she doesn't hold any grudges. And, you know, she's another one who's brave, right? Similar to Ariel. Like, she runs towards the danger. and had no second thoughts about it, right? So even though her older sister did nothing for her for like, I don't know what, a decade or whatever, you know, Anna had no problem following Elsa right into the danger and following right behind her and trying to help her. I mean, come on. Is it dumb or is it brave? I don't know. But is it sweet? Yes. Is it compassionate? Yes. Is it wonderful? Yes. She's kind of started out in the beginning, like in Frozen 1, a little bit like the other princesses, where she like wanted to marry that guy that she met for 5 minutes. And I love that they like made that a joke, right? Like, you can't marry someone you just met. But then she figured out that that was like a bad idea. Even when she loved Kristoff, she didn't let that stand in her way of doing what she felt like was right. And we know that stronger women have fallen for less, right? I mean, we all know good women who have let a man keep them from making decisions that we all know that they should make, right? Because they don't want to lose him, or they don't want to make him angry, or they don't want to leave him, or they don't want to move away or whatever, right? But she was like, listen, I need to do this. I need to go get my sister. You're in or you're out. And she's like, I'm out. I'm like, I'm going, right? That kind of like family first sort of attitude, right? And that like doing what is right, doing what you feel is right kind of thing, I think is like just, it's a good message, right? I think it's a good message. And so I appreciated that. Also, she's a killer dresser. I mean, come on, those costumes. Whew. Also, she pays her debts. So she ruined Kristoff's sled and got him a new sled. Think about all the other stuff that princesses have ruined in other movies. They just like move on, like, not my problem. I'm just gonna steal all your forks, your dingle hoppers, whatever, right? But she, you know, she paid her debt, which was impressive. Impressive. She didn't have to. Kristoff was like in love with her. She could have just used that. But no, she got him a new sled. And now she's a queen. And not a queen in the like, I married the prince and now we're the king and queen way. She's a queen in the like, I rule the government way. She's like a leader. So for the last princess on my list, you know, honestly, like, I just looked at my notes and there's like a few names crossed out and like written in and crossed out. Like, it really wasn't an easy choice, I'll say. Like the first 4, I just, right, it was like, just rattled them out, right? It was really easy. But this last one took a little bit of, I don't know, took a little bit more thought, or wasn't quite as easy. And so, you know, I don't know, it went back and forth. It wasn't as obvious. It was like, I almost was like, should I just do 4? But then I was like, no, the series is top 5. You have to pick a 5th one. I was like, I'm not gonna pick one to be arbitrary because I'm not. And there's lots of princesses that are wonderful. I love them. Like, honorable mention to Snow, honorable mention Elsa, honorable mention Rapunzel. Honorable mentions all around. They're all wonderful. Is this pick controversial? Let's see. My 5th favorite princess is Lottie LaBeouf from Princess and the Frog. I know, you're screaming at the TV. You're like, she's not a princess. She is. You know what? She is. Her father was the king of the Mardi Gras parade. She was a princess for a day. That was like the whole thing in the movie, right? Because she tried to kiss the frog because she was the princess, right? I mean, she thought, right? She was a princess. Temporary, fake Mardi Gras princess, but she was a princess. And honestly, I just think she's a wonderful, wonderful character who is not spoken of enough. And I just, like, this was just a really good place to talk about her. Obviously, Tiana is an amazing, amazing princess, right? Tiana is a hard worker. She's smart. She's self-sufficient. She is not interested in your mess, right? There's just so many, many, many wonderful things about Tiana that we love. And, you know, she was one of the names on the list that I was like, oh yeah, Tiana, you know, right? One of the ones I kind of went back and forth on. And that's what made me think about, oh my God, Charlotte. Like, Charlotte, say a bad thing about Charlotte. Tell me what's wrong with her. Oh, wait. Oh, that's right. There's nothing. You can't say anything bad about her. There is nothing that you can say bad about her. Yes. Did she grow up a rich little girl? Yes. Did she have like servants in her house, right? Like paid help in the house? Yes. Did she treat them with the utmost respect, like they were family? Yes. Was she the best friend that someone could be to Tiana? Yes. Did she always support Tiana? Did she always want the best for Tiana? Did she do everything she could to make Tiana look the best, to put Tiana in the spotlight, make her like physically look her best, but also like present as the best, right? Like look good in front of people. Did she ever make Tiana or her mother feel different or bad because she was the rich one and they like worked for them? Never. Never. When Tiana was with the man that she had like thought or whatever, like that she was going to be with or whatever, were there any hard feelings? No, not a one. She was so happy for her best friend. So happy. Charlotte is like the golden retriever of friends in like the best way possible, right? Like, you know, like that meme that says that like you should be the person that your dog thinks you are. Like you should be the person that Charlotte thinks you are. Because she obviously thinks the world of Tiana and wants the best for her. And I just think it could have been a really easy storyline for like Lottie to be like, stick her nose up at Tiana and like, get my shoes, get my toys. No, you can't touch my old ratty dress. Whatever, right? Like that could have been the obvious storyline. But instead it was like this most amazing friendship among these two women who were very different. And I don't know if we see that in other animated films. Correct, I mean, tell me, right? Like, I just don't know if we see that kind of friendship in other princess movies. And so I just want it to be acknowledged that Lottie, the princess of the Mardi Gras Festival, is a kick-ass woman who deserves more recognition. All right, guys, so those are my top 5 favorite princesses. So let's discuss in the comments. Let's fight about it. And I'm not gonna fight. You know what I mean? Let's have a spirited discussion. I would love to hear your list. Tell me what you think about my list. What ones do you agree with? What ones do you not agree with? Do you agree with my reasons? Whatever. Tell me what you think. You can leave them in the comments below, or you can also come find me on Instagram. Find the post for this video, leave your comments over there. Either one. I am just love engaging in conversation, and I mean, that's the point of this YouTube channel, is to build a community and to like have people to talk about Disney stuff with. Like, that's really all I want to do. That's the point. So let's do that. Okay. Also, I would love to know what kind of top 5 videos you'd like to see. So I still have like all my notes, like I still have some other videos that I want to film, but I would just love to know like what topics you guys want to see. So if you have an idea for top 5s that you want to see, let me know. Someone previously suggested songs and then I sing them. I don't know. Not a great singer. You guys, this was so fun. So thank you so much. And I look forward to doing this again. Bye. Under the sea. Under the sea.